The U.S. Patriot Act is set in place to protect the American people and soil. By any means necessary, should any form of terrorism be deterred and those conspiring to commit the acts be punished. The United States has potential terroristic threats at all times. Enhancing surveillance procedures for terroristic activity can only be beneficial to those not planning terroristic acts. Monitoring international money transfers could also prove to be helpful in ensuring no terrorists are being financially compensated or funded from overseas. Ensuring that our government has the ability to watch for terroristic actions of any kind is important for ourselves and future generations. As many elaborate attacks take years to develop and carry out, gives our agencies many opportunities to intervene. In Title II of the U.S. Patriot Act, there are 25 sections enhancing the surveillance procedures. With multiple countries displeased with the U.S. and being run by irrational leaders, keeping surveillance on them is important. Americans are also guilty of committing terroristic acts here in their own country. Section 201 gives the government the authority to intercept wire, oral, and electronic communications relating to terrorism. By monitoring a person of interest's internet usage, such as ordering large amounts of weapons and ammo or supplies to make explosives, could catch a dangerous person planning an attack. Everyday citizens do not deal with these types of materials in large quantities. A perfect example of when this could have been used to protect our people is the Boston Marathon bombings. These young boys had discussed their plans with their friends via phone and internet. Also, they had ordered their supplies from online websites. The easily accessed and never intercepted materials showed a fatal attack on our soil to our own people. Title III of the Act, under Subtitle A, International Counter Money Laundering and Related Measures, is important to our country in deterring terrorists. As terrorists do sometimes come to our land to live and find their perfect target and carry out their plans. Many of these terrorists are here to in fact kill themselves in the process of killing as many as Americans as possible. Their lives are funded and financial compensation is given to the individuals to ensure their actions are carried out. By monitoring any overseas transfers, specifically to and from countries of interest, would only be beneficial in ensuring the lives of our American people. An example of this happening would be the 9/11 attacks. The men who hijacked our own airplanes had went to our flight schools and were living here in the U.S. for years. They were funded by their Al-Qaeda leaders from overseas. Should this situation become known to our authorities, these men could have been detained and a whole war prevented, along with thousands of lives saved. Removing obstacles for investigators to find terrorists more easily is the only right thing to do. In Title V, this is exactly what this act is giving our agencies the ability to do. By giving the government the means to protect and serve us from potentially dangerous situations is crucial in preventing the crimes from happening in the first place. Terroristic acts usually kill a lot of people at one time. Preventing these crimes from happening is the ultimate goal. Those who are willing to protect our land and children should have the authority to do so in any way, shape, or form thought to be proactive. Many citizens who oppose this act are concerned for their own personal violation of rights to be secure in their own person, homes, and papers. From my understanding, those who are not committing any crimes pertaining to terroristic activity should not be in any fear that they are being violated, as if any criminal activity was detected and it not be terroristic related. The regular criminal procedures need to be followed in proving their criminal activity. Preventing crime will always be an issue. However, detecting elaborate plans of terrorism before they take place is not impossible. Giving the government the tools and ability to find these people is the key. The average citizen should not be worried about the invasion of privacy this act may portray if no terroristic acts are being elaborated. Protecting our land and our people is important if we value our freedom and future of our children and their children.